Hello everybody, I am Ganxol, and welcome back to Kingdom Come. In the last episode, we installed a brand new wheat field that replaced the field down below by the mine entrance, so we now have a lot more wheat and a lot more bread, so we have a lot more food available in future builds, as well as actually got a villager breeder installed down below, so once we finish building the village down there, we'll have all the necessary inhabitants to get all the necessary trades we'll need. But in today's episode, we have a lot planned, or we are actually going to finish off the farm area because, as you can see, we have plenty of trees, and these trees need to get replaced with farmland ASAP. And once we finish that, we need to, first and foremost, actually finish the underground village, so that's going to be top priority number one. And once we do so, we shall also replace the way down to the village, because right now, we just take a giant hole in the ground, and it is not a very safe travel. It is not very safe to get down there, so we're going to install a quick express elevator, possibly via a little shrine to implicate some lore that the villagers of the underground city brought up to the surface. But with that out of the way, and before we start, I want to make sure you've already hit that subscribe button down below, or rather that you hit it if you're brand new. Doing so really helps me out a lot by letting YouTube know that you're enjoying my content, and thus helps promote it via their algorithm. So if you don't mind taking a few seconds to do that, it would really mean a lot. So with that out of the way though, let's get on to the video. So in the last episode, not only did we do the fields, but I forgot to mention we also got some bamboo, which actually helped out us a lot because now we have a bit more of a surefire way down into the mine. There we are. Just go down this way. I'm not sure if this is a faster route overall, but if I do this, and then just kind of line myself in, it feels like it's a bit more of a safer drop than having to walk all the way down. But we've installed the villager breeder. It works. The dispenser works. So now all I need to do is get the fields, and well, not the fields, but the platforms ready and install all the different shops and little bits and bobs we'll need for the village. So that's going to be one of our main priorities. But one of our other priorities is, once we do that, we'll need a few farmer traders. So what we need to do is make sure we have plenty of supplies when it comes to actually trading. Oh! Uh-oh. Well, that was a little embarrassing. To remedy this, let's actually install the water elevator now so that this doesn't happen again in the future. So I'm just going to install a little bit of a base here on the bottom, as well as make a nice little structure here that you see, just to get everything all sorted out. Though I can already see that the main problem for me is going to be trying to make sure the water elevator works, but we'll do that in the future. Right now though, I think I've got a pretty good build going on, so without further ado, let's finish this off. So I decided to use a little shrine idea as an entrance. So building this here, we'll have a nice little gateway up and down to access the village, as well as providing a bit of lore that these little structures are how the underground dwellers would make way to the surface, as well as provide trade routes of that capacity. Took a little longer than I anticipated, but we finally have it built, so now we have a direct access straight to the top, as well as to the bottom. Although it is still quite a bit of a journey, it's still a lot better. So it is now complete. We now have a direct line straight to and from the underground village, which I say is an absolute win. But now it is time to get in high gear, because it is time to finally build the village. So what I'm going to need is I'm going to need to first gather all the materials I'm going to need to build the underground village, which is going to consist mainly of stone brick, spruce wood, and deep slate, which we can get the deep slate down there, no problem. But due to my pick almost breaking, I decided to merge what I had, so now I have a fortune 2, efficiency 4, and unbreaking 3, but we have lost the silk touch, so that is a small bit of a conundrum. However, doing some mining in the nether, I was able to get my levels back up to 19. I still have four diamonds left to spare, so if I can get an extra 11 levels, I might be able to make another pick, hopefully with Silk Touch, but we'll see how that proceeds. Right now, though, I need to focus on getting the rest of the village built, so I'm just going to do a quick little time lapse as I gather materials to, well, get things in motion. So starting off, I did a little oopsie by using the deep slate instead of the regular stone brick, but overall I'd say it actually worked out pretty well because while I did end up having to replace it, it did kind of help set the tone for what I was going to be working with by setting up the shape. It actually did help out too by seeing where exactly I'll be placing the bricks, since now the entire build is actually going to be built inside not only the cavern, but also the wall of the cavern as well. So it helped to kind of get a design laid out for the build. This one also is going to be used for something special, so I decided to make it a little bit extra by adding a secondary pillar. Not entirely sure what I'm going to be using the build for just yet, but it did come out quite nicely if I don't say so myself. Now for the rest of the village, I did end up going a bit more of a simple approach, but as you can see, the first thing I decided to spend the most of my time doing was actually the stone brick stairs, which I actually ended up replacing with cobblestone at the last minute, but as you can see, it works out a lot better than what would have been the cobbled deep slate, since I decided to use that more so for sort of like a baseline for the rest of the builds if it kind of went over the edge. So everything else, though, is lurking pretty well, actually. Looking rather well. I can't speak today. But more importantly, the rest of the build is now going to be more or less finished. I just need to figure out where I'm going to end up putting most of the workshops, since a lot of this is going to involve a bit more of structural rebuilding, as well as just sort of making it a little more comfortable to walk around, since I can likely fall off the road at any point, so I'm going to be doing a bit more terraforming at a later date. But until that point, I'd say with everything said and done, this village is looking very much alive, active, and soon to be prosperous once I transport all the villagers. Well, there's still quite a bit left to be done in terms of finishing the village. I do, however, see this as a win because now we have enough builds to actually start putting in the villagers, so we can actually get some trades up and running and actually get a few of the villagers out from the breeder center. So I say overall this is a win. But sadly my collection of stone bricks has now been halted because we only have the one pick. But in between now and then, I did go to the nether and get some levels, mining up some quartz. So I think I have just enough levels to, one, use the diamonds I found to create a pickaxe, and hopefully get that one enchanted correctly, and two, get a axe enchanted, because while we have finished this all up here, there's still things that need to be done on the surface. So I'm going to go to the surface and get a few things done. So the first thing we're going to do is take half of our diamonds, get ourselves 2 sticks, and make ourselves a brand new pickaxe, which hopefully will be a Silk Touch pickaxe, so we can actually get the remaining stone we need. Still don't know why I have that bucket of, or rather that block of lava there. I do not have any lapis. Okie dokie. We got our levels. Let's see. Unbreaking, efficiency, unbreaking 3. Not a bad sign, hopefully. It's 1, 2, 3. Will it be Silk Touch? No, it is efficiency and unbreaking 3. Still, it's a pretty good one overall. I guess I can't be too mad about that. I'm gonna have to figure out something to do. Maybe I should make some librarians. Wasn't planning on adding librarians, but I feel like that's something I'll likely have to add to the farm. But overall, I'd say it's a pretty good pick, because it's, yeah, more or less the same. Just need to get mending on it. somehow. Anywho's it's. I also now need to get 2 more levels, and then we can actually enchant a diamond axe, because this one's... Oh, that one's at the end of its lifespan, so I think it's time we upgrade the tools a bit and make a brand new one. Alright, 30 levels. Time to go see what I can get from this axe. Up we go. Put the axe in there. 1, 2, 3. I'm breaking 3, not a bad one. And... what is it? That is actually a very good axe, not gonna lie. This will actually come in quite handy, I think. But, yeah, that went a lot better than I thought it would. Definitely a lot better. So, I can say without a doubt, though, that what I have planned for this particular axe is something that's going to take a bit of time that I don't think we have for today's episode. So, what I'm going to do instead is start gathering the materials to start putting some villagers in their proper places. So it took a little bit of time, but I got what we need. We have a fine... yeah. So it took a few tries and a few resets, but we finally have our mending trader, which overall is the only thing we needed, because now we can mend our tools, and that is the most important thing. So I say we have now successfully done what we sought out to do. So now all I gotta do is, oh shoot, I just realized I'm gonna need to get some of these guys up. Actually, nope. We'll think about that in a minute. But right now, I'd say overall, everything's going according to plan. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Might have to revamp the base just a little bit, but overall, I say this has been a complete success. We have the village built. I just got to do some last-minute touching up, but overall, I say we've done quite a bit. So with that out of the way, I'm going to wrap up things here. So, if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a like and comment down below telling me any ideas or tricks you want to see incorporated into the next video, and I'll see about adding it in. And if you've enjoyed the video, and if you're new to the channel and haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It really helps me out a lot, so I appreciate it if you take a few seconds to click that little button. But once again, I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day and or night. Don't know what time it's for you, so I'm going to assume both. And until then, I must bid you all adieu.